Let's try some more. See how we can do. I'll try and keep this one short. You don't need an hour worth of tutorial. Yellow sheep.
Your soul shall be mine.
Alright, so it's all pretty bad. I don't really want that on the first turn. You got the coin though. I like having the coin. Alright, it's 2, 3, 4. We have a turn 1 play, but
I am not pretending I'm pregnant anymore. This is not 8th grade gym class.
it's not really good unless you play something worth killing. Looks like you're not going to. So, since I don't have another turn to play, that's obvious. I think I'm actually just going to skip instead of pointing out the croc list. If I had another 2 minion in my hand, I would play it. But I don't. So let's see what he does. Tide Hunter. Now this trades fairly well with those. He could have Mortal Coil, which means he could trade this into that, get the Mortal Coil, and still have the 1/1 up. But that would be okay. So we go to the face. So I think what I'm going to do. I think I'm actually going to coin out the Houndmaster. Or do I just play this? 1/1, that brings that up to a 3/4. So I kill that, that's 3. Yeah. Because if I don't play the Houndmaster now, I might not have a beast to play him on next turn. So... And this way, even if he runs both of these two in there, it survives. So he'd have to use something else in order to kill it, and I still have the 4/3 on the board. So he will need something like that. He still would have to run both of these into this, and I will just kill that. If he chooses not to play for some reason. I guess he's not going to risk it. So I will do that.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
So of course my first priority was to kill that minion. I wanted the board clear. And I had an easy way to do it because that arcane shot hit for 2, that thing was 2. So I wanted to kill it. I could have hero powered, but putting this thing out was exactly the same right amount that I had, and buffed this guy up pretty good. Now he had a good response to it, but that used all his mana, well not all of it, but effectively all of it, because he didn't have any more things he could play. So now I've got 5 mana, but I don't really want to use... I mean, I could put these 2 out, but this is vulnerable. I think I'm just going to suck it up and hide behind my Senjin and see what he does. He's going to try and clear the Senjin. He's not going to do it, though. Okay. Explosive trap. Now the traps are funny. You have to pay very close attention to how they work. Explosive trap only works when they attack your portrait. Freezing trap works when they attack anything. And snake trap works when they attack only your minions. So, what do I want to do? I think he's going to kill this next turn. I think what I'm going to do is just play my Snapjaw and Hero Power, and then go to the face. I didn't want to trade here because this is a really good trade for him, it's a bad trade for me, and I wanted to get the 3 attack to the face. Anyway. Alright. So those are some big taunts. This hits for 3, that brings it down to 4. So I think what I'm going to do is that. Then I will kill this one. So if he's smart, well, I don't know what he'll do. If it were me, depending on what I had in my hand, I would probably get rid of this, because this is potentially very dangerous. That is annoying. But, so this gives me 1-1. That makes him a 3-7. And the great thing about that is he survives. If I put this out, that makes him a 4-7. That doesn't really help me because I still have to use both of these to kill him. I think I'll do this.
Push forward.
And the good thing about that is that since that thing is a 1-1 now, it gives the turtle a 1-1, it survived attacking the Lord of the Arena. So he is, that's 9. If I put the Timberwolf out, he's dead. As long as he doesn't have a taunt. And the name of the game, especially when you're playing some sort of zoo deck or a fast deck or a minion deck, you want to try and keep your minions alive. Even if it means they're reduced to 1 health. Because that just means they have to clear them somehow. If they don't have a good 1 health kill, then they're screwed. They have to run a full minion into it. And like a 4-1 trades really well with everything. Because you're going to lose it anyway, and if you can take out a minion with you, that's amazing. Whoops. What did I get out of that? Did I get something I need? Yeah, Hunter's Mark. That's okay. Starving Beast. Starving Buzzard. That's not as good as it used to be. Let's try another one. So anyway, like I was saying, you want to make sure you keep your minions alive as much as you can. There are situations where you'll have multiple minions on the board and they'll have multiple minions, and it might seem like, oh, this is a 4-4, he has a 4-4, I'll trade that. But if you have a 4-4 and a 5-5, it's actually better to trade the 5-5 into the 4-4 and then keep both your minions alive, even though one only has 1 health.
The light shall bring victory. Let the hunt
Alright,
begin.
so Timberwolf, not a good turn 1 minion, but I think I'm going to keep it anyway. Priests are particularly frustrating to play. They have a lot of cards that steal your cards, like Mind Vision, for example. So he got one of these 4 cards that he could use himself. My hope is he got the Timberwolf, because he won't have any beast to use it with. If we got the Yeti, that would really stink. Shadowwood Pain. Alright, well, we got this just in the nick of time. If I did not get this, I probably would have played this without having anything to buff it with. Because I wanted something on the board. It's not good to pass and just hero power if you can at all avoid it. So, we got Puffer, which gives us charge. He might have Smite, yep. Alright, well that stinks.
Is someone injured?
Now we kind of gotta hope that he doesn't have another Shadowword Pain, because that would really stink. Bloodfen Raptor.
Is someone injured?
Cleric. Alright, so we're gonna do that, because this thing can really screw you up. It is not good to have that hanging around.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Do this. So we have a good response. He probably played too much too soon. There was no really good way for him to utilize his clerics, unless he assumed that he was going to get cards from healing himself, which was wrong. So we got Arcane Shot. I think we'll play this. That lets us kill her. And we'll play that to kill that. And we'll kill that. And now we have an amazing board presence. That 0/5 is worthless. I mean, you could buff it again, but it's effectively worthless. That was his entire turn, which was probably a mistake. That Holy Nova didn't clear enough to make it worth doing. That says to me he doesn't really have anything good in his hand. He may have mind control, that would stink. He might turn this into a 10-10. I wonder if I should kill that. He does have a spell in his deck, I'm sure, that sets a minion's attack equal to its health. That was an early pre-strategy we used to play. Jeff loved it, where you would buff this Lightwell up to all hell, make it 10-10 or 12-12, and then just slam away at things. I think I'm not going to risk
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
him screwing me up with that. So a lot of strategy about the game is being able to He's going to kill the taunt. Just being able to know what your opponent's likely to play, and the only way you can do that is by knowing the cards. So that's just something that takes practice. There's not a lot else you can do about it. So here's a good example of what I was explaining before. I could trade the 3-2 into the 3-3 and kill the bear and go 4 to the face, but I think I'm actually going to trade the 4-5 into the 3-3, because then they both survive. And I can kill this with the 3-2. If this was higher health, if this was a 4 health minion, I probably would trade these two evenly and kill this. But since I can keep both of them, I think that is the best move. And I am slightly concerned about mind control. If he gets desperate enough, he'll just steal one of my minions, even though they're low, you know, whatever's. But that would be pretty desperate. I think what I'm going to do, I'll play the raid leader, buffs everybody, kill her, do this, and not go bananas with the board. Keep these two in reserve. He has a pretty strong Holy Nova here. If he has Holy Nova, they're all screwed. It looks like he's got it, but it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 1 away from lethal. Of course we are. Oh, and there we have it. And then we well played.
Well played. Behold, the might very hard.
And that's that. We're at 17 minutes. Let's try one more game. Of course, this is all very easy for me to say, but I know most of the cards in the game, and I know what they're likely to have in their hand. So until you get that kind of knowledge, it's going to be a little tough to know exactly what to play. You also have to get used to the heroes. Your strategy changes a little bit per hero. I know for a fact that the rogue always has a weapon. They can always hit for 1 and possibly can hit for more if they have the spell. So 1 health minions tend to be not good plays for the rogue. They also have a bunch of 0-cost spells that are intended to be used to combo things because their cards have combo effects. So you have to be very careful of those. So I've got a 2, a 3, and a 4, and then the 7 that'll be later. But I can play on curve for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th move. I've got the coin if he plays something particularly dramatic. My hope is I can keep the coin until turn 6 and then coin out the champion, which would be pretty awesome. Doo-doo man. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of slow. Not a good start. I mean, it feels like that's a good move. That's 3 damage to my face without any reprisal, but Sinister Strike is not generally regarded as being a very good card. It's cheap, and it does 3 damage, but you get nothing out of it. You have no board presence. It's useful in certain decks where you buff up your spell power. There's a deck that uses the Dragon Malagos, and if you stick a Malagos out, that thing suddenly becomes 8 damage, which then actually is worth talking about. But apart from that, you don't really, I mean, you have to have it at this level because you have very few cards to work with to begin with. But so there's a backstab. Let's see if he uses the combo into the SI-7.
It's our turn.
Defies ring.
Yeah, beat it.
So he's got 4 damage on the board. I could coin out my Senjin. I'm not sure that I want to. I think I'm just going to take those things out. Or do I want to do that? The Senjin trades really well with those. He would have to run both of those into it, and he would have to kill it with the dagger, which means he takes 4 to the face. So actually, now that I think about it now, I am going to coin out Senjin. You can see if he might have another backstab, which means he would have the 2/2 still on the board, but I still keep my multi-shot. If he can't clear it, or he chooses not to clear it for whatever reason, I can buff it with the Shatter Sun and still go to the face with my Hero Power. So he's playing very aggressive to start, which is good for him. Sap. It's an interesting tactic, but not this early. It's not threatening me enough to make me concerned about it. What do I want to do? Got that. No. Put it right back out and see what he does with it. He's already used 1 backstab. He's already used 1 sap. That's stuff you also have to keep track of and make sure you're not playing right into his hands with a spell card. So you should keep track of what cards he's using. So that's both of his backstabs. Ordinarily, I'd say he play an SI-7 agent, but he probably doesn't have one. Alright, so he's going to Deadly Poison. Okay.
1 shot, 1
Alright. That's pretty aggressive. He emptied his hand out, though. He has got to be concerned.
Job's done.
Well, that was not awesome. I was really hoping to get Misha there, but...
Undone.
Ugh. That's certainly not great. Alright, we've got a little bit of an issue. So 4...
Job's done.
I could really super duper use a taunt here, that's for sure.
They'll never know what
Ugh. Top deck that in a hurry. Now this is going sideways for me. That's the way it goes sometimes. I don't think I have anything I can do. I can't get rid of this. Well, that's the way it goes. He got exactly what he needed. So I think I'll probably just concede. Yeah, one more. Yeah, even at this level, it's, you know, it's a lot of luck. Sometimes you don't get what you need. Sometimes he gets exactly what he needs as soon as he needs it. Is it the same one? I would like to crank him upside the head. But no, it's different.
Let's
Alright, Animal Companion, that's pretty awesome. It would have been great if I got Misha out of Animal Companion, because then he would not have been able to get through it. I probably should have played multi-shot way back and cleared the board when I had the chance. But there's no way to know if they'll actually be able to come up with you very aggressively like that. Alright.
what you want. Fine.
I am really getting the shaft with these flippin' Animal Companions. I'm 3 for 3 getting Leok. Leok's the worst. No, I won't stand for your nonsense, that's for sure.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Fine.
Oh my god. That's just so delicious. 4 for 4 with the Leok. If Jeff's watching this video, he's going to be laughing his ass off because that is an embarrassment of riches. Alright. Pretty aggressive.
Handle it.
All 3 of these things are buffing the board. That's why this thing got up to a 4-4 all of a sudden. This guy only buffs beasts, so he's buffing him, but this guy buffs everything. Sunwalker. Alright. Makes sense.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Now this is a trick, because I want to kill this thing. But if I use either one of these to pop the shield, this goes down 1 attack. So, is there any way I can do that? Not sure that there is. I think I just need to
We
play
must cleanse the
this.
Sunwell.
That's a 5-5. That should be down to a 4-4. And then
Hit it very hard.
I had to run a lot into that Sunwalker to kill it, which stunk. But I have really good board presence. That was an expensive assassinate he had to just run there. Probably going to try and take the 3-1 out. I don't blame him. On the other hand, he is not doing so good.
We must cleanse the Sunwell. Push forward.
Kind of flooded my board here. Ordinarily that's risky. And I do get a little antsy when I get them down below 10. It's usually where the wheels fall off the wagon for me. If he throws a big taunt down, I'm kind of boned. No, it was not so bad. That's sad. Actually, I'm not boned. I have a silence in my hand. What am I saying? So he's going to lose. He's dead.
Well played.
Push forward.
Okay. There you have it. So those games I played, especially the last two, were very aggressive. Rogues are very good at the lower levels. So they're the ones you're probably going to lose to a lot. It's important not to get frustrated like you see the two of us get when we play. Otherwise you'll just get sick of what you're doing and stop playing. Okay, time to switch to the other game.